There are resources for you, of course, across the United States and in the Commerce Department's offices, but also at our embassy, the US Embassy in Beijing. And so don't forget that in a rather cost-effective way, the US government can assist you doing due diligence, thinking about what the market looks like today for opportunities you may be seeking, and can help you, of course, build partnerships with other organizations. You need to align your commercial goals for being in China with some element of the Chinese government's policy objectives. You need to take the time to figure out how that goal alignment works, so that not only you being in China is good for your business and, of course, good for trade, but it also meets some element of the economic development goals that the Chinese government has set. It just helps embed you better in the China market. And you have to be diligent in continuing to look at what is the Chinese government focusing on now? What are my commercial goals? Where is that alignment? You need to be sensitive to, but not driven by, politics around US-China relations.
You really got to understand your customer. In the case of China, we know what we want, but what China wants. It turns out China wants technology, China wants localization, and China wants the local talent. So on localization, we found that also our experiences that automotive works well when you have strong local supplies for quality management, quality control, and lower cost. I still believe that it doesn't matter how well you know China. I really feel that having a strong local partner is important to your business. It's more advantageous to find a partner that can be complementary to what you have. It goes a long way. I also don't believe it's a zero-sum game. You might win, you'll lose. Find out you can have win-win value proposition, and then really focusing on that and focus on the long term.
When it comes to China, it's very easy to get caught up in non-essential things. So what I focused on is three things that I think focus on the core, particularly again for that person who's new to thinking about China, or a local government official who is wanting to make China work for their state or city. The first is what I call find your micro reality. And that is, a lot of times when we're in the US and thinking about China, we tend to read a lot about geopolitical realities, the macro realities of China. And those are interesting and important context. But if we're about getting business done in China, we need to really focus on what I like to call our micro realities. So what do I have that I want to sell, product or service, and to do good fundamental business research on what is the demand for this in China. It's like what David said with his experience with GM, what does China want? And to really understand that. And I think that's a core, particularly when we're building our value proposition, to consider or to begin thinking about how I'm going to engage in China. The second essential ingredient is find bridges. Min, at the top, you talked about the association saying bridges are made more than just concrete and steel. And what I mean here is the importance of intermediaries. That is, local organizations and people that can serve a bridging function for you as you want to take that next step of doing business in China. Find one good Chinese friend in your own community where you live. Begin to understand their history, their background. You know, what brought them to the U.S.? What is Chinese culture like? What you're thinking about business? What should you be thinking about? And you'll find that China is not just this interesting kind of magical place far away with much promise, but it's also very much in your own community. And I think that will make China more personal, more practical. You'll learn insights, and you'll find this journey much more enriching than just thinking about China as a transaction maybe one day would pay off.